My name is Rick Noriega, and with your help and support, we are going to have a new United States Senator in the state of Texas. I can summarize why I'm running for the United States Senate in 3 words. I've had enough. I've had enough of insurance companies making record profits while so many Americans do not have affordable health care. And I've had enough of Mr. Cornyn siding with those insurance companies and doing nothing about it. If you work hard and play by the rules, you shouldn't have to worry about whether you can afford to get sick. It's time we had a senator who will fight to make sure that everyone has access to quality, affordable health care. And I'll fight for health care reform that puts our families first and not insurance profits. I've had enough of our leadership hanging our fighting men and women out to dry. And I've had enough of Mr. Cornyn letting the president get away with it. From leaving our troops without a plan and without body armor from Iraq to Afghanistan, to refusing to take care of our veterans. When they come home, our country is failing to honor those who are making the ultimate sacrifice for this country. It's time we had a senator who will demand our nation have a plan to bring our troops home from Iraq and care for them when they do it. I'll fight to make sure that veterans have access to the highest quality health care, ensure that the VA is fully funded, and make sure no veteran is left behind. I'll tell you, for the men and women that I served with in Afghanistan, and for every Texan who's heard the call to service, I'll make our soldiers and veterans a priority that they should be. I've had enough of college costs spiraling out of the reach for middle-class families. As state representative, I took the front mic on the front lines and spoke out against tuition deregulation because it would have raised and did raise in our state almost 50%, and some of the teachers' organizations can speak to this, how much it's raised college tuition rates across the state of Texas. It was a tax both on middle-class families and on the dreams and aspirations of thousands of working families that want to, or those families that want to join the middle class. It's time we had a senator committed to making a college education and post-high school training more affordable so our kids can get the best jobs in the 21st century. And I've had enough of our country not having a serious energy policy. High energy prices are a daily tax on families across Texas, except we're not paying the tax to the federal government. We're paying it to company CEOs. And I'll tell you, I've had enough of Mr. Cornyn letting energy companies dictate our policies to us. It's time we had a senator who will work to end our dependence on foreign oil. I'll fight for renewable energy that finally gets us to working on taking on global warming and create new green jobs here in Texas. I've had enough of the federal government making it hard for workers to organize. Mr. Cornyn was wrong to vote against the Employee Free Choice Act. It's time we had a senator who recognizes that you can't have a strong America unless you have a strong labor force. And I've had enough of the idea that Democrats ought to be afraid to stand up and to be counted. Once you've been in a combat situation, or you've been down on the border, or you've served in the Texas House of Representatives, taking a few cheap political shots from this dais or from John Cornyn doesn't really bother you that much. Mr. Cornyn and his allies, they're going to spend a whole lot of money telling you who I am. Well, I'm going to save them the trouble. I'll tell you right now. I joined thousands of our fellow Texans in serving our country on the front lines. And I won't let anyone try to tell Texans and Democrats that we aren't prepared to protect America. I'm honored to have served securing our southern border and dealing with the immigration crisis. I won't let anyone tell Texans that Democrats aren't serious about immigration reform. Specifically, we're serious about not continuing the Bush-Cornyn policy of letting employers off the hook when they use our broken immigration system to drive down wages. And I'm honored to have been asked by Mayor Bill White to help Houston respond to the influx of Katrina refugees. And I won't let Mr. Cornyn and his allies try to tell us that because they screwed up in New Orleans, none of us should be allowed to believe that we can never accomplish anything. While we're offering change, they're selling cynicism. While we're offering hope and dreams and vision, they're offering hate and intolerance and negativism. And after 5 years of Mr. Cornyn, voters have had enough. Have you had enough? Have you had enough? Have you had enough? It's time that we together in the state of Texas take back Texas for Texas families. And we can do it together. And I'm counting on each and every one of you to help us in this endeavor. Our future is too critical. Our state is too great. And this day, remember, this weekend is the weekend of the new beginning of our state and of our nation to get our state back on the right course. And I ask you humbly for your support for your next United States Senator from our great state of Texas. Thank you very much.